Good morning. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 29. What is holding your book back? This is some self-analysis from a business perspective on your publication. You published your book. Now what? You have to take a look at it. Starts with the cover. You have to take a look at the cover. How does that marry up with the largest genre that you're targeting? Genre equals marketing. So don't try to take your cover and reduce it down that you're talking a sub niche, sub genre. Try to go with the biggest genre. Look at those covers and see how your cover fits in with it. Does it look wildly different than the genre you're targeting? And if that's the case, then that could be holding you back. So take a look at your cover based on other covers in that genre, and genre looking at the largest group of readers who might like your book. If people click on the cover, then what? It should take them to a product page, whether it's Barnes & Noble or Apple or Amazon or Kobo or any of the providers, even BookFunnel. What do they see when they get to that product page? They're going to see the blurb and the hook. Here's why you need to read this book. Oh my God, it's compelling. It's enticing. Is it getting click to buy? Is it getting them to click to download? What are you getting from that? You have to analyze that data and look at it and say, am I getting the conversions? The big C word, conversion is the best number that you can get. If you're getting conversions, if somebody looks at your book and 1 out of every 4 buy it, you are a superhero, godlike entity with a cover and a blurb and a story that just draws them in. They have to one-click buy, and you declare victory, and you take showers with all the money that's raining down on your head. If you're getting conversions at a rate of about 1 to 30, then you got to take a better look at yourself, and not yourself. The blurb. Is the blurb making the conversion? The blurb is what sells the book, because that's what people will look at. I know some people buy off covers, but the vast majority of your sales are going to become because the blurb hooks them. And I'm talking the first in the series. Once people are into the series, then the blurb becomes less and less important, even though now you're targeting the readers who have read the previous book. If the blurb isn't enticing, are you targeting the right audience? And this, once again, goes back to genre equals marketing. Have you misidentified the largest genre that will buy your book? So double check, make sure you're targeting the right readers. And I hope that's something you understand. A lot of people say, I don't know what the readers for this book. I can help you then. You have to be able to understand that I wrote it for this audience, or I wrote this book, and these are the kinds of readers that would like this story. If you just wrote a story and you have no idea who like it, then pretty much no one can help you until you can say, it is like this book in some ways. It is like this book in some ways, and you take a look and see what genres they're in, and then you go after the readers and you got to pick one. Go after the readers in that genre and see how they respond. Then go to the different genre and see how they respond, and then keep pushing. And once you find traction, that's the right genre, and that's how you do it. It's a little bit of trial and error, unless you're well read in the genre that you write, and most people are. I read science fiction. I've read thousands of science fiction books. And when I wrote science fiction, I knew exactly, here's this kind of science fiction. So it made it easy. Once they click and buy your book, first chapter, does it draw them in? Does it keep them on board? With Kindle Unlimited, people can high rate of turnover. If people aren't sold on that first page or that first chapter, they can turn it back in and go get another book. And then, you're going to get page reads. You're going to get paid for those 10 page reads, and that's 4.5 cents. And oh boy, that's not going to bring home the bacon. So you need to keep them on board. So then that goes to the story itself. But the only way, since we don't get that data of where readers stop reading and then turn the book in, you have to go through book 2, a second book in a series, or a second book of that style, and that is you. And what's that look like? If the second book isn't selling, then there was a problem with the first book. There's probably a problem with the story or the development of the characters, or those things that readers innately know. They won't be able to give you the feedback of, geez, I don't know. It just didn't hook with me. It just didn't resonate. And it's probably a problem with the story. Maybe get a developmental editor, take a look at your story, and see what issues could be there. So that's it. That's the trouble, the quality control you do on your own book with your business hat on, not trying to be, hey, this is my baby. Put all that aside. Put on your business hat and say, why isn't this book selling, and what's going on? Always start with the cover. Take a look at your blurb. Then look at your first chapter, your first paragraph, your first chapter. Is it keeping them on board? And then the last step is, if they're not buying the second book, there's a problem with the first book, and it's probably the story. Get a professional to take a look and move on. Do better next time. And that's why we keep writing, because nobody gets it right the first time. Let's say almost nobody gets it right the first time. But us, hey, we're hammering at the keys, trying to tell a better story, trying to be more compelling with our characters, and that's what it's like being an author. And then as an indie, well, you got to figure out why it's not selling. You don't have anybody saying, hey, we'll just throw more marketing money at it, we'll make it sell. Now, us all alone, but you're not alone. 5 Minute Focus, episode 29. What's holding you back? You guys have a great day.